Draw your knees in, roll around on your back. Get your happy on. Good. Let's roll up together. Let's say hello. As always, I'm going to say hi to my Bay Area besties first. I'm just going to use your first name so you remain anonymous to the world. But hi, Carol. Good to see you. Helga, great. Karen, yay. And the Kirks. Whoops, sorry about that. Sharon and Ernie. No one knows how to spell that anyway. So, anyway, and welcome YouTubers around the world. We just flipped the switch to go live if the algorithm has dropped you off. We're people that like to do restorative yoga on Thursday nights to heal and soothe our mind, body, and soul. All of us love rigorous, frisky yoga with planks and push-ups and down dogs and warrior poses. But on Thursday, we want to take care of ourselves and nurture ourselves and relax in the hands of the angels, so to speak. So that's what my cat and I teach. If you're here for the first time, my big black puma cat could come in any moment. Looney, kitty, kitty, kitty. Got it, got it, got it. But we're not going to wait for him. We'll get started. So I always start with 5 or 10 minutes of joint juice. If you're brand new, you're really going to like it. And I always like to start with the shoulders. This is not figure it out yoga. This is not let's deliver a schematic or a diagram or a blueprint. This is just do it. Less thinking, more feeling. Lose your mind. Stop thinking and join the herd. 6, 7, 8, other way. If you're we have many people watching from all around the world. It's been a very interesting weather week in Northern California. Had some storms blow through. That's not unusual for Northern California, but it had been perfect springtime for several weeks in a row. And so it was good. We need the rain, and we need to remember that it's the wild and wacky spring. 7, 8. Inhale. If you're brand new, these movements are just going to fit right in your body. You're going to feel like, wow, I know these movements. I've been doing this sort of stuff my whole life. Except oftentimes we forget, we get stationary, static, and sedentary. And these movements, especially if you're older than 45 or multiples of 45, are what you need to stay healthy, happy, and strong. Our bodies are not designed to disintegrate and degrade long before we die. They're meant to be lively, frisky, and active until we're done, and then we leave and we go, well, you know how that works. One more. Good. All right, now, on Thursday, I really emphasize my yoga props. What are yoga props? Typically blankets, bolsters, and blocks. The thing about the blocks is, on Thursday, if you have a sufficient supply, you could conceivably rest your head on a block. Now, if you're tight in Tennessee, crispy in Cleveland, or you are desperate in Dubai and can barely move, you may not be able to come that far forward. Don't force it. But if you can rest on a block, it's just a nice way to balance your head and your hips. Close your eyes. If you can't stop thinking, just less thinking. As I relax, I can sink in a little more. It's bothering me. Okay, friends, next inhale. Come on up. We're off to a good start. See how simple this is? Just because it's simple doesn't mean that it's not wonderful. Some of them, obviously, life is filled with simple and yet sublime and beautiful things. And of course, we'll add complexity. For example, when it comes to complexity, if you want a more complex way to stretch your wrists, turn your thumbs on the outside, lean forward into your palms. If you want the simpler way to do it, same thing, behind you, and lean back into your bending elbows and drop your chin. Either way, your wrists are dorsiflexing. See, it's my job. God has assigned me teaching yoga to billions and billions, so I have to have a lot of ways of offering these movements. Drop your chin, cool off your brain. If you're feeling tight and sticky and sore inside of your body, if you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, this is the way up and out. I admit my audience is generally older than 40, 45-ish, maybe 50, but that's okay for a variety of reasons. People 45 plus are generally more interesting, more disposable income, more stories to tell. Woo, feeling that. Now, just take your right arm out and give your arm a twist. It's actually made to do this. Some people forget. They think your arm is just supposed to stick out straight like rigor mortis, but it goes out. And then I add some torso and I get into it. I loosen it up. Now, I put all the in I got, take it behind my back, and I like to put the back of my Apple Watch up in my armpit. If you can't do it, you'll do it in 2 or 3 weeks. Now, next on the flexibility scale is taking your left hand and grabbing your right elbow. You may not be able to do that. We still love you, and your odds of making it into heaven are the same as the people who can do it. But if you can grab your elbow, gently draw your elbow in until your wrist says, whoa, wait just a second. This is yin yoga. You spend some time. Good. Now I take that out. I set it down. This one goes out. In, out. I find these movements to be sort of ritualistic, rhythmic, trance-inducing, peaceful. Now all the in I got behind my back, bring it up, and then I plop it in here. If you can't get it in there, just do a variation that's less. If you can't grab your left elbow, don't even trip. Drop your chin and feel it. If you can't do something, just watch it and think about it. Good, now I let that one out. And now the relief of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Gentle shake. On Mondays and Saturdays class, Tuesday night, the big public class that I teach here in the Bay Area, we really get going fast. This is gentle. Happy, how you doing? I swear to you, and it's not a me promise, it's a metaphysical promise. If you do this stuff, it'll work wonders on you. Good, now this is fun. Cup your hands at your heart, drop your chin, close your eyes, and for just a moment, stop thinking, more feeling, feel grateful, thankful, appreciative, fortunate, blessed, All good words. Okay, we better do some self-care for our neck and head, shoulders. Drop your chin. One. I've been doing this for well nigh 50 years now, and it's paid off. I'm living in a body that's largely happy, free, and functional, entering into my 70th year on the planet. 6, 7, 8. Other way, does that mean I've always lived a perfect lifestyle? Actually, very far from it. I spent many years involved in mayhem and mischief and misadventures and bad habits, but the yoga that I did, along with a merciful higher power, helped me out. 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Relax your head down. 20 seconds. Stop thinking. Okay, now we're going to inhale for a big Om. Chanting is one of the most healthful things you can do. Good, our warm-up is coming along nicely. What's a really simple twist? Legs crossed, torso to the left, plant my hands, get a good little twist. Don't bounce, don't force. Move into it with your breath. Relax your shoulders. Spine tall, chin level. If your body offers more space, by all means, occupy it. Oh, big yawn for me. I've been going all nonstop, taxes, yoga retreat. Good, inhale together. Exhale. Then I got homework later tonight. Good, now I'm going to switch around the cross of my legs because they've been crossed that one way. Now, just turn to the right. Then your hands can help out a little bit. Trust these movements. Look around to your right. This kind of yoga, this yin restorative yoga, it also fosters patience. Patience, poise, and presence. Those are 3 good P's, aren't they? I am a patient, poised, and present being. Good, good. Come on out. Now, just something quick for our feet, and we will have made good progress toward our bigger movements. Left leg out, right ankle over. If you're very tight in Tennessee and you can barely get your foot over, this is fine. If you can fold your left shin under, great. Either way, grab on your foot, love your foot. 4, 5, 6, 8, 1. Sure wish people would take better care of their feet, because otherwise your feet say, screw you, we're leaving, and they start to lose their circulation. Good job. Right leg out, ankle over. Fold it under if you can. If you can't, you will in a couple weeks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These ankles are really made to move. These feet are amazing. Other way. I'm sure you saw My Left Foot with Daniel Day-Lewis. Probably my favorite actor in the world. I don't think he's acting anymore. I miss him. If you haven't seen the movie Lincoln or There Will Be Blood or The Gangs of New York, have some fun tonight. Pop in a Daniel Day-Lewis movie. Good job. Of those three movies, I'd recommend Lincoln. Should have won Best Picture in 2014, but Argo won, which was a good movie, but not even in the same league as Lincoln. All right, uncross, stretch your legs out. Little movie review in the middle of doing some yoga. Can you take your hands and put them behind you and bring your feet in and go like this? This will bring you back to life. Okay, now here comes the most challenging sequence of the evening, and some will find it challenging, some will find it embarrassingly easy. When you teach to over 1 billion people per class like I am, you're going to have everybody everywhere. But it involves a sequence of movements. And I invented it specifically for this surface because for those of us over 50, and I've been over 50 for a while, I think this is the smartest sequence of movements. If you were trapped on a desert island and could only do yoga for 5 minutes a day, if you just did this, you got on all fours and you started your 5 minutes of yoga with cats and cows. What are you going to do with the other 23 hours and 55 minutes? Search for food, see if you can find Wi-Fi, look for tracks in the sand, fish, sunbathe, ups and downs. Maybe there's one other person on the island, and maybe they're cute. Ups and downs, on the other hand. Now, here's the key to this movement. I crawl forward, I widen my knees, fold my tippies under, and the most important of all yoga poses, squat. Now, I don't want to hear any belly aching if you can't squat. It's your fault. You were born to squat, but I do want you to just lay on your back and pull your knees into your chest. No one's going to judge you. No one's going to criticize or condemn. We're going to lovingly encourage you to wake up your body again. And squatting is the most fundamental. It's tied for first. There's a couple other things that I always include. And I spend a minute in it. Sometimes I'll roll around a little bit in it just to get my ankles and feet more resilient. That's optional for you. Maybe you just squat for a moment and then you say, wow, I did it. And then you come back to it later. It's okay to steady yourself on your hands. If you can bring your hands into prayer and lean back into your feet a little bit. So we frequently use the phrase restorative yoga. There is nothing, literally nothing more restorative than getting your body to squat again. But it leads to the sequence, which is plop on my butt, and then I extend my legs out. Now, if you're 20, that's easy. If you're 100, that's challenging. You're somewhere in there, aren't you? Plant your hands in your feet, buns up. This is the counter pose for squat. If you think about it, it makes perfect sense. Don't think too much about it. Good, now sink down. Now we reverse course because it gets you from the other angle. I lean back, my feet are hip distance apart. I pull them in as far as I can, and I go over my feet, and I bring my knees down. Now you'll note my ankles are folded into a 90-degree angle. This is known as dorsiflexion, and most people over 40 or 50, their toes have died. They're just dead little clumps of wasted skin and bone at the end of their feet. But yogis keep their toes lively, and It's a challenge to sit like this. Now, what's a challenge for me is this, hands behind, and then lifting my butt up. Good, sink down, back to all fours, cats and cows. Now, I don't know if you like me or not after that sequence, but what you think of me is actually none of my business. I like it when people like me, but I can't seek it like I used to. Just be yourself. Some people are going to like you, some people aren't, and quit trying to please people. Please your authentic self and your higher power, and everything else will fall into place. I wish I'd been taught that as a child. Doesn't mean you can't learn it as an adult. A couple more. Okay, now let's do it again, but a little. Okay, forward, toes under, squat, sit, stay, deepen, back stretches, feet release, sit, legs out, arms up, chest forward, arms behind your head, legs firm, toes in, arms down by the side of your body, feet in, buns up. This sequence should have 8 billion people watching every single time we do it. Good. Come on down, feet out, lean back, pull your feet in as far as you can. If you can't go over your feet yet, just keep doing everything else. It'll add up. I'm going over my toes. Don't like it very much. You'd think I would. Sitting on my foldy toes. Hands behind me, challenge for me. Ustrasana, camel, hips up. Good. Arms forward. And now, these are yoga blankets if you're wondering what I'm up to. Yoga blankets are the same as regular blankets, but they cost 3 times more. Here's what I'm looking for. A yoga bolster. Why? Because after that little bit of rigor, I'm widening my knees. My booty's going back. That's why these blue cushions are invaluable. They're 4-inch trifold cushions. Get them on Amazon. Several different suppliers, mostly from China, $65. Lay on your back. I'm sorry, lay on your front and relax in child's pose. Now, this is more of the classical restorative yoga. I like to lay on my left ear for a couple minutes, right ear for a couple minutes. This is great. Ankles, knees, hips, groins, everything. Good. Over to my other ear. I hope you're enjoying this as much as I am. I love Thursdays. If you're flexible enough and low enough, I can get my butt down and slide my chin forward and just rest my throat down, but I wouldn't do it if it bugged your neck. Good. Now here's a movement for the perhaps the more flexible friends, and that is um, kneeling with very wide knees. Obviously, my feet are together behind me, my booty sinking down in the gap. This in and of itself ain't bad for 45 years old plus to be able to sit like this. But if you have this one little extra gear, hands behind, and really puffer fish your butt up, grind your gears, glow your groins. I think it's a full moon tonight, so full your moon. Lift up, chest up, head back. Very nice, you guys. Good job. Now from here, I do move this out of the way. We're going to do a couple more cats and cows. Now here's a very interesting sequence. My Bay Area friends, they know this one well, and it goes from incredibly simple. It gets kind of fun and complex toward the end. I'll leave it up to you. But I'm on all fours. I just come down to my left elbow. My left arm is starting to thread underneath me. It adds a little twist and a little drop. Where I'm heading and why these cushions are so valuable is my left shoulder and my left ear. So my booty's up, my knees are right underneath my hips, my left arm is threaded underneath, my head is supported, my right hand is moderating the amount of sensation. Now, if you're trying to do this on concrete or gravel or broken glass or out in the street, this probably doesn't feel good. That's why you could do this on your bed, or you could go on Amazon. You could skip this pose net right now. Go on Amazon, look up 4-inch trifold mattress. They come vacuum sealed in a little box. You can have it tomorrow, and you can do this pose with us next Thursday. But this is the Swiss Army knife. Twist, shoulder release, neck release, forward fold, inversion. Now, this is just for if you want restorative yoga to also be fun. I could, if I wanted to, just take my right leg up to the ceiling. I do this for some strength and some balance work, and I'll take my right arm up. Now, this sort of unstable surface, it forces me to find my balance. And because I just entered my 70th year of life, I want my balance to be strong. I want my center to be stable. I want to be able to be strong and healthy over the top of my feet. Then for flexibility, I'll reach up and I'll grab my right foot and I'll just lift. This is as high as I can lift it up. If I could lift it up higher, I would. Now, to me, this is a absolutely unmistakable full body movement right here. Then I release it. It goes thwang up to I stretch open as big as I can. I do yoga for self-expression. Good, I bring it down and I come out. And we relieve with some cats and cows. Now, if you could do that sequence with us, good job. We really enjoyed having you on the team. If you could only do little bits of it, we enjoy having you on the team. Everybody plays a part. Good cats and cows, good cats, good cows. Now, just to show this one for convenience sake, I am going over to the other side. Cats and cows. Now, if you're tight in Tennessee or desperate in Dallas or atrophied in Atlanta, just come to your right elbow. That'd be fine. Right shoulder, right ear. And just enjoy this part. The twisting, neck release, long spine, back extension, neck release of this. Go do it on your bed. Change your life. Start having fun in bed again. Now, depending on your frisky factor tonight, that sounds like a good name for a game show, the frisky factor. If you want, I could push into my left hand, turn my hips open, and for the fun, the frisky, and the strength of it, just lift up my left leg. Still have my left hand. Oh my God, it's helping me balance. This comes up. Really good for you. Balance, flexibility, strength, center, reach up, grab my foot. I've been known to fall in this pose. It's wobbly, but when you test your balance every day, you keep and grow and expand your balance. Balance is never static. You're either losing it a little bit every day or you're maintaining and growing it every single day. I like how this is opening up my shoulder, my hip flexor, my quadricep. Then I release, twang, way up, hands and toes spread. Then I come down. We cat and cow. Now, after that really big pose, here's a counter pose, feet and ankles together. Now, if you can't go all the way back, don't go all the way back. But I'm going to, from the biggest pose, I'm going to be the smallest pose. Little baby egg. Now from egg pose, I'm gonna lay my body out. And then I got stuff back here, including my beverage, and I don't want to kick it over. So all I'm doing is I'm laying flat. Now, here's a great question for new friends who are really tight. I'm just gonna reach back with my left hand and raise my left foot. And if you find in your life somehow, because you weren't paying attention, you can't grab your foot anymore, that's okay. You could get a towel or a belt or a yoga strap and lasso your foot like Gene Autry, reference lost on most. But if you can grab your foot, that is a great thing for plus 50 years old. Now, if you find yourself still in the camp where you can reach back with both hands and grab both feet, that's all I'm going to do. I'm not going to lift up. I'm just going to hang on, and I'm going to push the front of my hips down and just relax into this. Maybe push my feet back a little bit. Now, 20-year-old yogis watching this might think, wow, that's ridiculously simple. And it is when you're 20. But I'm on a mission from God to help people older than 45 feel great in their body again. Now, of course, you can lift up a little bit. I can't really lift up very high in this pose. This is kind of it for me, but boy, does this do a lot for me. If you can only do one side at a time, great. If you can't do either side at a time, stick with us. The sequence will release your body. Good, now I'm going to release my feet, set them down, and I'm just going to rest on my right ear for a second. Restorative neck stretch. Let your skeleton go. Now I'm over to my other ear. Good. Now we're going to, after all that we've done, we're going to revisit a sequence just for the fun of it. I'm on all fours. I crawl forward. I take my feet out pretty wide, fold my toes under, and wow, after all that we've done so far, my squatting is much improved. What's an improved squat? Heels are lower, buns drop more, spine more straight up and down, more ankle, shin, and calf release. Easier to drop onto my butt without my airbag going off. Extend my legs out. Rocket my booty to the ceiling. Good, friends. Now, I'm going to sink down. I'm going to take one of my yoga blankets out, as you are as well, and I'm going to fold my blanket up into a big tube and put it back here where my head goes. Now, I'm going to do a restorative twist with you guys. I'm moving over to the right side of my cushion, bringing my right knee in, taking it all the way down because the cushion's out in front. My head is supported. It's super important to keep my neck spine in line with my back spine. In other words, without the blanket, my head is hanging like a not good. So I support my neck can relax, my body can release into this twist. This is the good stuff here, kids. We can spend 2 minutes on this side. I think restorative twist on blue cushion is my favorite restorative pose. It feels like it does more than anything else to bring repair, rejuvenation, regeneration, restoration to my body. I like this pushing into my left elbow a little bit, which adds just the right amount of twist. If you're older than 45 and you're doing twists and your body is still supple, you can still hit a golf ball 280 yards like me, then you're doing good for yourself. Okay, yoga friends around the world, big inhale. Exhale, let it all go. Yeah, bring the right knee back up, sliding over to the left side of my magic blue cushion, plumping the blanket underneath my neck so my neck spine stays in line with my spine. Left knee comes in, swoop it over and down, and ecstasy ensues. Take your time opening out the left side of your torso. Give time. Oh, there's my right elbow gently helping me into a slightly more thorough twist. Okay, my friends, big inhale. Exhale, let it go. Good. Bring the knee back up. Take your time, but do sit up with me again. Good. And then one of the 5 great movements. For this one, if you're very bendy, you can just do it on the cushion without any prop. But I always, my Bay Area friends know that I do this. I build an incline like that, and I put a blanket where my head goes. And this allows me to keep doing this pose well into my 8th decade on the planet, which I really, really appreciate. And to do it, if you're brand new, watching for the first time ever, I'm going to help you get in what is actually a fairly complex, intricate yoga pose, but in a way that will serve your body at this phase of your development. So I just back up to this thing and it's behind me. Obviously, with my legs crossed, if this was all I could do, I would just lay back like this and I would begin to get my body to relax. But what we're doing here, if we can do it, is we fold our right shin under, which is a very tricky movement for a lot of human friends older than 45. Just folding that thing under makes your ankle, knee, and hip work again, and your left knee goes out to the side to make some space. Now, if you're very flexible and 12 years old, you just lay on your back, but you're probably not watching this class if that's the case. I lean back very slowly into this incline, which supports me, and that allows me to lay back and relax and breathe into this shape. I'm supported. There's something under my head, my spine. My lower back is filled up. The cushion underneath my ankle helps to make this tolerable. Then we do like 2 minutes in it. Trust the yoga. Don't try to figure this out. You either do it or you don't, but there's no just thinking about it. If you can extend your left leg out, that means space is starting to develop in your body. Your right hip dropping allows your left leg to go out. If your arms go back up over your head, it means your spine and shoulder girdle and your arms are able to line up again. This is good stuff. So in a perfect world, I would just be laid out flat. But as we well know, Earth plane is not perfect. So we do the best we can. Nicely cooked on that side. Now, when I come up, I always top it off with a cherry and whipped cream by putting my hands behind me and doing the counter pose, Ardha Ustrasana, half camel. Then I sink down. Then I carefully extend my legs out. I like to jiggle them a couple of times, get any dents out. Then I bring my feet in, and now I back up till I feel my sacrum run into the bolster. I fold my left shin under. Folding my left shin under, if you're tight, naturally makes you lean or tilt over to your right. That's okay. That will open up as the ankle, knee, and the hip release. Now, because I'm bolstered behind me, I can take my time. I would never want to rush this. If you're 12 years old and you want to rush it, you go right ahead. Thank you for watching the class. Tell your other 12-year-old friends. Tell your grandparents. So lean back into this. Now, if you've been with us from the start and you've gone through this 50 minutes of movement from all these angles, you have participated in a positive miracle of strength and unfolding goodness inside of your mind, heart, soul, and spirit. That's all. As I relax a little bit more and my left hip drops, that makes room now for my right leg to squeeze out a little bit. Okay, I come back up on my hands. I get my hands behind to support, and then we thrust the hips up. Good, then we sink down. We drag the leg back out. I move the head bolster back, neck bolster back over here. I put these where my knees go, and all the yogis around the world, per ancient yoga council, enjoy 5 minutes of shavasana on our back. And then we assimilate and integrate all these wonderful energies. Remember, you're doing this with lots of other people around the world, and it's a very powerful thing. Okay, my friends, that was a nice relaxed session. Take your time, just start to breathe back toward your body. No rush. Okay, we can curl on our side for a moment, which is another wonderful restorative yoga pose, also known as fetal position. Okay, and then all the way around the world, our merry mob will sit up, feeling way better inside of our mind, body, and spirit, way more tapped in, tuned in, and turned on, far more aligned. Hands into the heart, head bows. Thanks to the Infinite One, God, Love, Source that brings us all together. All together we say, Namaste. As always, I bid adios and arrivederci to my YouTube friends around the world. Thank you for joining. Thank you for supporting. Thank you for spreading yoga for everybody else around the planet. Because every time you like and subscribe, you do that. It takes but a moment. And of course, it's perfectly free to do that and much appreciated. All right, so bye, YouTubers. We'll see you guys next time.